And by fun stuff, I mean, look at this guy. This is the shortest video I could find of this guy, so this is our trial run. You may have seen other people do stuff. I think Sarah said Vosh did something by this guy, and she thought that I would like it. Maybe was it Vosh? Maybe Shark? I don't know. Oh, he did? Okay, I don't watch. So, no offense. I just don't watch other lefties. So, I haven't seen this guy. He's apparently involuntarily celibate, okay? And a man going in his own direction, which are both admirable things. I mean, stay strong, brother. I'm quite the opposite. So I would love to see what he has to say about this. So this is called How to Get a Man to Divorce You. And I watched about 50 seconds of this. It annoyed me quickly, so I thought you should join me with this. So you'll get it.
I'm a little pissy. I get this text from my father-in-law. My father-in-law, not my husband. My father-in-law. I get this.
It says, when you get home tonight, I need for you to clean off all the kitchen counters, put the tools in the utility room, put the trash on the front porch, and sweep and vacuum all the hard surface floors. That would help Jake and I, not me, but someone else. That would help Jake and I for tomorrow. Thank you very much in advance. You're the best.
Mind you, I did not build this house. My husband and my father-in-law built it, mainly my husband. I am very grateful for that.
Gee, it sure doesn't sound like you're grateful. You just...
He has the same voice as that guy that thinks Trump is going to save the world. And he's in that bullet cult. He sounds like that guy. What is his name? Do you guys know his name? Peter. He sounds like Peter.
Just said you were mad. For those of you who didn't read the text that she posted, her father-in-law sent a message asking her to clean up a mess that was created while building the house that she lives in. By the way, it wasn't like he said, "Woman, clean up this mess now." It was, "Here's what needs to be done. Thank you very much. You're the best." Actions speak louder than words, and someone who was grateful would not have a meltdown from being asked to clean. A grateful person would either clean up the mess, send a text back explaining why she can't do it, or negotiate for a lesser responsibility.
This is such a weird thing. Why is it on her not to be upset by that? Like, what the fuck? I also love calling it a meltdown that she's just sharing her experience with us.
But this is what I come home to after working an entire shift on my feet all day that I now have to clean, even though I did not make this mess. Look at it. I now have to pick up everything off the floor.
Fuck that.
All of it.
Take a shit in the middle of the floor. Right here. It'd be perfect. Or you could use one of these boxes for, like, support. Ooh, hang on to the counter and, like, shit. Ooh, clean off the counter. Like, brush it off like you're in, like, one of those, like, you know those scenes where people, like fuck on the desk and they sweep everything off? Do that, but rage. And then hang off it and then shit off the side of it. I think that's what I'd do. Might pee in this thing.
I have to clean this entire island, put all of their tools away, clean the everything off the floor. I have to get all of this. This is sawdust because they decided to cut things inside my house.
What the fuck?
And I have to get this all done tonight before my husband gets home so I can spend time with him.
No. That's unreasonable. That's so fucking unreasonable. Like, she's not cleaning up your damn self. What? I don't understand that. Look, my dad was not my favorite individual in my life, but not even his dumb ass did that kind of shit. He never made my mom clean up after his projects and shit. And he always fancied himself to be one of those handy Republican fellas. I'd never seen him do that shit. That's crazy. That's on some bullshit that not even my dumb dead dad would do. Isn't that crazy?
Big deal. That looks like 1 to 2 hours of work that you can do while listening to a podcast.
then you do it. Listen to a podcast. Listen to How to Be Not a Shitty Guy, the podcast, and then clean your own mess.
It's not the end of the
It's fine to ask for help, but like this is not what asking for help is.
world.
If they here, how about this? She just got off work, but even if she just got off work, what if the message was just like, hey, I know you worked all day, but so do we, and if you're up for it, we would love your help when you get home with cleaning up. Help? If not, no big deal. We'll get to it, but it'll just get done faster or whatever. Like if you can spare some time, like just ask. Just ask. Because even if my like if I busted my ass all day long, and this has happened, and Sarah was like, "Hey, can you do this for me?" I may groan if I'm tired. I may go like, but I'll yes, I will help you almost all the time. It depends on what it is, but like I'm trying to think of a thing where I just be like, no, I'm not fucking doing that unless it was like maybe I'm in pain. But even then, usually I feel like we negotiate it out pretty quickly, and she's just like, okay, cool. Well, maybe tomorrow, or okay, help me. I don't know. Like the conversation's really easy. Why? And then to use your fucking like your dad, her married and dad for this, like her father-in-law is the word I was trying to think. Actually, I can only think stepfather. It's because the algorithm, chat.
And I'm sure that if you didn't finish by the time he got home, your husband would still be happy with the work that you did complete. I have some questions, though. How long was your shift? She appears to be a hairdresser. I have no idea how many hours they work, but if she works like a 4-hour shift...
A 4-hour shift? Wait, why would you assume she works a 4-hour shift? Wait, what? What? Why did he just... What? I don't understand. I feel like a hairdresser can fit in, like, depending on the complexity, between, like, I don't know, 4 and 8 people in a day? She said a full shift. They work open to close, don't they? I've never been into a salon, like, a big-time salon, but I feel like I never see people at the little haircut place, like, working just a little bit.
There's no excuse for her behavior. Clean the mess. He's building you a house.
Fuck off! No!
It works like an 8-hour shift. I can see where she's coming from a little bit, but welcome to being an adult.
Welcome to being an adult. It must be easy, that's right.
Sometimes you have to work all day, come home, and work until you go to sleep. Did your husband not work all day at whatever he does for a living and have to come home to building a house? So that was TikTok video number 1. The saga continues a day later with this video.
Oh, it's a whole saga. Please give us an update. Okay, so this is an update TikTok. I really like that shirt.
So last night I did not clean the house. You guys really opened my eyes and made me see that like this was not my problem. It's not my thing. There's so much. I bitched to my husband last night and told him that I was really pissed off.
To all the women watching, listen to what she said. I bitched to my husband when he got home. If there is one thing that men hate, it's doing a bunch of work and then getting yelled at by their wife over some nonsense the minute they get home.
Okay, this guy doesn't have a wife. He doesn't know what it's like to work all day and come home to a woman. Like, why is he pretending? He doesn't know. He's only seen, like, movies where fuckable men enjoy the pleasures of getting what he would call nagged. And they're nagging. They're nagging. In my experience, and look, I haven't been married to a woman in the 1940s, but I have been long-term partners with women in my 20s and 30s, and anytime I had been gone or working really hard and then come home and someone was complaining to me, I got to be honest, it was a valid reason. They had something going on in their life and they had a complaint. And maybe it wasn't the most constructive way to go about it. I don't like that she was bitching necessarily, but it seems like they don't have great communication. So, not surprised if that's what's happening. Like, but just because she was bitching doesn't mean that he wasn't an asshole. Like, what the fuck? I want to do a thing called beef court, chat. I just want to solve people's beef. 2 people that have beef or more, and just listen to their arguments. And like Judge Judy, except only I win. Beef court.
That's relationship-ending material, and it's certainly not the same respect that she was given. Her father-in-law said please and thank you, while she thought it was appropriate to air out her personal drama to a bunch of strangers on TikTok to make her husband look bad.
What's this? Why is it personal laundry? Does he watch videos on TikTok of men talking about their wives? Like, of course. I'm sure he's fine with all the guys with the upright cameras and their sunglasses and their hats in their trucks in a parking lot making a video. I bet he is one of those guys.
And so I get home today, and this is what I come home to. A fully cleaned house.
Hell yeah.
They have a little bit of stuff right here, but that's fine. That's it. They organized all their tools, and I didn't have to do a single thing.
Good, because it wasn't your job to.
Either they got the message that was super disrespectful.
Because it was.
Or they think I'm completely incompetent and they won't ever ask me to do anything again.
Don't say that's a W, though, because that can be toxic.
Either way, win for me.
It is a win. I would say, though, that is a thing that dudes do sometimes, is to pretend to be incompetent so they don't have to do things around the house. But I could understand the emotional sentiment here of being like, fuck you then. You know what I mean? So, I get it, but don't do that. Don't pretend to be incompetent, guys. Your partners need you to be competent.
Bruh, I have no idea who you are, but you picked the wrong girl. I have a lot of trouble believing that this is the first time she's ever behaved like this.
Okay, come on. Behaved like this. Been like, hey, I want you to do something. She said no. I can't believe she's behaving like this. The audacity to say no. Wow.
So you bear some of the responsibility for not kicking her to the curb before marrying her. The fact that she was happy to not have to do work after being labeled incompetent is a massive red flag. Because either you do have someone who is incompetent and not a good relationship partner for running a household.
That's fascinating. I never thought cleaning skills was something that I needed in a partner. You can what? I feel like you can foster a pretty decent living situation with anybody with communication. I mean, it's not hard. You just have to break down the other person. You have to destroy the edifice around them that causes them to lash out instead of just telling you how they feel. Chat. Be like that. Just honesty. No more bullshit. Shed yourselves of your bullshit shells like a chrysalis and come out an honest, beautiful butterfly. But it was a shit chrysalis. So I don't know what a shit chrysalis butterfly looks like, but I assume it's awesome.
Or you have someone who is unwilling to do her share of the work, which is arguably worse than being incompetent. With that said, I guarantee you that the husband did not see the error of his ways, considering how rudely she responded.
How do you know it was rude? She said that she bitched, but it doesn't mean that she like, she just said I bitched. It doesn't mean that, like, they didn't have a conversation at all. She could have just been saying that colloquially. I'm like, that's it.
Bitching at people is not an effective way to change their opinion. Good conversations have give and take. Maybe it's crunch time and her husband is trying to have her lighten the workload a bit so their house isn't under construction for 3 years.
If she doesn't clean the house this day, this construction thing will take 3 years. Wow.
Maybe what her husband asked was a little unreasonable, so she says, hey, you know what? This looks like a lot of work, but I'll do what I can, and then maybe when you get home, we can work on it together.
I like how it always ends up with her doing what she can because it's somehow her responsibility. She gets to say no.
That sentence I just said versus what she actually said is the difference between a happy marriage and a divorce.
I actually think I think it's probably the difference between the appearance of a happy marriage and a happy marriage.
Speaking of, I'm sure this next thing was obvious.
This is the update. It's not a good one. It's not a fun one. It actually really sucks. But I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We had a long conversation a couple days ago, my husband and I, and we've come to the conclusion that the best thing for both of us is for this to end.
Probably a good thing.
So we are getting a divorce. We've been separated for the past couple days, obviously. We just have to put the legal actions into motion. But yes, we are getting a divorce.
There are no bad divorces. Only good ones. Divorces are good. Like, get the fuck out of there. Obviously, maybe we should treat marriage a little bit differently. Maybe, check this out. Maybe we shouldn't treat marriage as sort of a shelter for the relationship. The relationship should not be able to be saved by marriage. Unless one of you is a criminal and you need the other one to have immunity from the police. Or for insurance purposes, and you're Canadian harboring an American refugee. Or for a situation like in I Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, except I assume that movie, I haven't seen it in a long time, I assume that movie does dumb shit. But it still sounds like, yeah, you could do that. But those are the only reasons. Only ways.
The most shocking thing here is that she sort of acts like she's surprised that he wants a divorce. Not only is she happy to not contribute to the household, but she has a terrible attitude. And instead of having an honest conversation with her husband about her issues in the relationship, she makes a public post about what a piece of shit her husband is in front of nearly 6 million people. Man, I think this crap is inappropriate when people do it on Facebook in front of like 10 people.
Well, if he thinks it's inappropriate, then shit. I guess we shouldn't do it.
Imagine nearly 6 million. Nearly 6 million people who are largely in agreement with what she said. Mm-hmm. This is reputation destruction, and it baffles me to see that she thinks an appropriate response to not wanting to do chores is...
It's not chores, bro. Chores are part of your daily routine. Chores are like the dishes, vacuum, cook dinner, like wipe off the toilet seat, restock the paper. I don't know, man. That's chores. Chores are not, hey, I know you just worked all day, but I need you to clean up my construction mess.
Let me make a video talking about what a terrible husband I have that everyone in his community will see. Did you honestly expect that would lead to a good relationship?
But what? But they agreed to get divorced. They agreed to it. Adults get to agree to stop doing stuff together. I don't understand it. Like, marriages do not have to succeed. You can just get divorced. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, like, financially usually, but I mean, like, probably emotionally to some level. Just a slight amount. I feel like most divorced people, like my mom and dad's depression only lasted for the rest of their lives. So I think maybe, these are simple things. Stone Corbel, thanks so much for 15 months. You think someone comes to this decision lightly, bro? Like, come on. Someone's like, oh yeah, I guess we'll just I guess we'll change everything about our lives. Yeah, it's tough, man. What do you...
So this video was sent...
Of course you're much better after getting divorced. Everybody is. Might feel like shit in the middle of it, though. But everybody's better after they get divorced. For sure. Even if you harbor, depression for it stuff. Even if you have regrets. It's cool. It's always for the best. People who can't get over their divorce don't understand why they got divorced. They just don't understand it. Hope not. I love my wife. Wait, no, I don't mean you should get a divorce. I'm saying it's good that you get a divorce because it means you needed to. Does that make sense? Not just go get divorced.
To me by a female viewer who is in Gen Z. Her question to me was basically asking how she should handle a situation like this.
My
honest
wife.
response was, why would you put yourself in a place where something like this would happen?
Only betas like their wives, chat. Okay?
Idea that I've been using this channel to promote
Love
is
and
not
respect?
what to do
Hell
when
no.
you're in a relationship with an abuser. My
Abuser? What the fuck?
message has always been, don't get involved in relationships with abusive people.
Oh, that's pretty simple stuff. You guys know how you can always tell when someone's going to be abusive and how it's going to happen in your relationship? You know how you always have that, oh, that's abusive. It's never a hindsight thing. It's always like, oh, I knew going into that it was going to be bad. Yeah, it's really obvious for me. Yeah, like it's obvious after the fact, right? It's like, oh shit, yeah. Oh, you're Paul's wife? Hell yeah. Neither person is even being abusive. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't sound like he was being abusive either. It just sounds like he's an asshole. Like, and then they had a talk about it. She didn't end up doing it. I don't know.
Don't put yourself in that position. I am a big proponent of traditional relationships with one parent who stays at home, and it sounded like the person who sent me
Okay, is this guy also a capitalist? I bet he is.
this TikTok video wanted a traditional relationship.
Okay, so they didn't want the same thing. It's okay for her and him to not want the same thing and to understand that and then not pursue anything further.
These days, that's a little difficult because the
That's where you
economy
keep it.
sucks, and very often it is hard to survive on a single income. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I realize that on this channel, I'm not speaking to all women. I'm speaking to a small percentage of women, so there are plenty of men who want to get married out there who make enough money for those women to be housewives. My advice to her was basically,
It's so weird. Does he think there's like those women that want to be in traditional relationships and those men that have the money to do so will naturally meet each other in the chaos of humanity, and they'll find each other, and then everybody else can just figure it out? Like, what the fuck? I bet this guy wants arranged wives.
be so valuable that you can attract someone who can afford to support you as a housewife so that you don't have to
Valuable.
work 8 hours and clean the house when you get home.
There is nothing wrong with wanting to live that life. But I don't think if you're involuntarily celibate, you want that type of person. I'm going to toss that out there. I mean, maybe you do. But like if you're into some like sugar daddy shit, fuck it, do it. I don't care. Hell yeah. But like, if you're involuntarily celibate, I don't feel like you are because you don't have any confidence, and there's really no way for you to do that without confidence. So.
The problem with this is something that I've mentioned before. Thanks to feminism, Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z were not taught the skills necessary to run a household successfully, particularly on the female side, because the way this is...
The female side. Get fucked, females. You're trash. You hear me? You don't know how houses work. I've seen you in them. Walking into the walls, don't understand doors. Just confused. Like birds, you run into the window. Houses, just you're house blind. It's insane. Living with you is a pain. That accidentally rhymed. That was not on purpose.
is all played out is that men are expected to uphold their traditional responsibilities by providing the income and fixing things, but women aren't expected to uphold theirs.
What's theirs? Cleaning construction sites? Is that in the Bible? If you are a wife, you must clean thy husband's construction site mess. Oh. Well, I guess it is pretty traditional.
Equality, right?
Quality, right? That's not what quality means.
Three major skills that women do not have that I believe cause the most fights are cooking, cleaning, and childcare.
Huh. Does he think men have these? I feel like culturally, definitely, these are the things that we identify with traditional womanhood, right?
Cooking, as in most women do not know how to make desirable meals that are healthy.
Desirable meals that are healthy. Looks like I'd make a very good wife, chat. Hell yeah. Anyone trying to wife me? I'm already gonna be a husband, but is anyone trying to be my wife? My husband? Well, it doesn't really matter. It can go either way. Is anyone trying to make me their wife? Male wife. Ooh, I like male wife. Yeah, I cook. I cook really well. I did dishes today and yesterday.
It takes about 3 to 5 years of cooking practice to be able to do that.
How would he know? What the fuck? No, I could teach you how to make desirable meals in a weekend if you put your mind to it. It takes like 12 hours of like cooking. Like, just get the fundamentals down. If you have a knack for it, it'd be very quick. Male wife. It's really, cooking's super easy, guys.
Cleaning, as in not knowing enough about the skill so that it doesn't take all day. Folding
Mail
laundry
order,
can take 30
wife.
minutes if you don't know what you're doing.
Mail
or
order
it can take
wife.
5 minutes if you know how to fold quickly. And childcare, as in being able to make
5 minutes if you fold quickly. Then take 5 minutes to fold your own shit, bro. I love that Sarah does the laundry. I hate doing laundry. Like, but damn, she works hard on that shit. That's why she doesn't have to do dishes. That's what we decided. I hate laundry. She hates dishes. We're totally happy with that. Folding laundry takes 5 minutes. That's insane to me. I've never. I mean, you know, I was a. I know it's hard to believe that I was on the market for a while, ladies, but well, your boy was a bachelor for a bit in his life and had to fold his own laundry, and yeah, I didn't want to do that shit. It fucking sucks, man. I hate doing laundry, and I did laundry when I was basically a housewife before, and I did a lot of childcare, a lot of cooking, and a lot of pretty much all the cooking, cleaning, and childcare. I mean, honestly, and I was good at it. Honestly, I'm pretty fucking cool. I'm a good wife, okay? And I like to give head. That's like the perfect wife.
manage kids properly so that they help around the house and so that
Traditional wife.
they aren't
specifically.
a pain in the ass to be around.
Not my perfect wife. That would be terrible. Not the head thing. Just the other stuff.
Already talked about this stuff a lot in these two videos here, so I'm not going to go over that again.
This guy sounds maidenless. You don't say. That's China.
I'm going to go over is what's preventing women from learning these skills outside of the feminist narrative in a way that will apply to everyone. There's a misconception in the way skills are learned that was likely taught by public schools that removes all of the fun out of learning a skill. For example,
this guy drones, bro.
If you want to make kids hate reading, then make them take a bunch of nonsense notes and assign them 10 questions to answer for 5 pages of material.
What is he talking about? He says it's his wife's responsibility for him to not hate his own children?
That serves no purpose other than to prove that the kid read
boy wife? Well, I'm not a boy.
The book.
I understand why you might like a boy wife.
That kind of useless extra work that has no benefit to the reader will suck the life out of something that should be fun. With that kind of structure, you could even make kids hate video games. The way skills actually should be built is through a mixture of immersion into the skill and time spent learning new aspects of that skill. Most of your time spent with the skill should be with immersion. I'll give you an example of how these two things play out. When I studied Japanese, every day...
When I study Japanese... Jesus fucking Christ. Have you ever... You can hear how dry this guy's dick is. Isn't that insane? Like, you can hear how just, like, crisp.
I have daily challenges that I'm supposed to complete. Kind of like how video games like Apex Legends assign daily challenges to get you addicted to playing their game every day.
He resents his... I love this. I love it. I'm addicted to this game, Apex Legends.
Use that psychology. It works. My dailies for Japanese are 10 minutes of vocab flash.
Is he just telling you, is this a sponsored video, or is he just being like, I study Japanese. Look at me. Aren't I sexually interesting, femoids?
Card study with Brainscape. 10 to 20 minutes of practicing kanji with kanji study. That's not hard because I can listen to podcasts while doing that. and 5 minutes or so of learning a new grammar point or reviewing an old one.
What does this have to do with the other stuff? He is just letting you know he's available, chat. All right, chat. This is he's peacocking right now, guys. Okay, he's peacocking. You gotta let him have some of the good stuff. Give him some love, chat. Who finds this guy fuckable? Anybody find this guy fuckable? He's a valuable man. He knows kanji a little bit. Huh? I bet he has a kanji tattoo. Like he's from 1999. Anyone got any ayayas in chat? Look at that. Naruto Cobb.
That's it. That's like 30 minutes of the stuff that's boring, and the rest of the time is spent in immersion. What's immersion for Japanese? A bunch of fun stuff.
What? A bunch of fun stuff. Just files and files of downloaded hentai.
Playing Japanese video games, reading Japanese manga or books, watching anime, watching Japanese YouTubers, and talking to people in Japanese.
I did not understand that this guy was just so... He might be the most unfucked person that I've ever had the displeasure of listening to. Can you think of being less fucked than this? I don't think it is a thing you can get. Jesus Christ. Why is he like flexing? Dude, this has the exact same energy as him grabbing like a trapper keeper and then like unzipping it, like flapping it open and like bragging about his shiny Pokemon cards. Except less cute. Because I'd be like, hell yeah, man, you like a thing. But like he's being shitty about it a little bit. He's like a bad boy of Pokemon cards. It's just ridiculous.
All of that stuff is fun, so it's not a big deal to immerse for 2 to 3 hours a day.
Immerse. He calls playing video games immersing. This is my immersion therapy for my weeb studies. Holy fuck, dude.
When you get this stuff right, skills become fun.
You ever seen when someone, like in a movie, they walk through the desert and they do that like fake chapped lipped thing on them because they're thirsty? That's what his dick looks like. That's how dry this guy's dick is.
Cooking should be fun. When you know what you're doing with food, cooking is a massive creative outlet that people will then praise you for if you get it right. You spend 5 minutes learning new knife skills and an hour practicing those knife skills while making dinner.
An hour? Bro, I made a did I tweet that? Did I tweet that, chat? I made a personal lasagna. Did I put that on Twitter? I knew I sent it to the boys. I know I sent it to the boys. But did we tweet it? We did! Look at my personal vegetarian lasagna, chat. Damn, was it good. I have another money shot, but I didn't show it to Twitter. But, yeah, man. This took me like, how long, Sarah? 15 minutes? 20? Takes no time at all, bro. Fucking telling women how to do stuff. Doesn't even know how to do it himself. Ridiculous.
Repeat that process, learn some new recipes, and in 6 months, cooking...
He does study the blade. He doesn't.
...becomes a blast.
And in 6 months, cooking becomes a blast?
Especially when you learn enough about ingredients to start making your own recipes.
You don't... We do a lot of cooking content on this channel. I didn't realize we were going to do cooking stuff as well. There's so much in here. I just got really annoyed by this. Like, all of this, I got really annoyed by.
The reason you have so many people complaining about these activities is because they simply aren't skilled enough to make it fun and receive praise for their talent.
Receive praise? For the talent?
Of course, cooking can be a pain if you don't know what you're doing. Every skill is a pain when you don't know what you're doing. Imagine how boring and confusing playing a Japanese video game is when you don't speak the language.
There's subtitles. There's subtitles. English mode in most video games, and then those that aren't, like, cool. Sometimes, you know, I used to fuck with this, it was a strategy Gundam game on Super Nintendo, or something like that. and I don't know what it's called, but there was only a Japanese version of it at the time for the emulators, and I remember learning through trial and error what the buttons did. I had lots of. It was one of my favorite games. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. It was like a 4K. Is that what those are called? Yeah, like the 4K strategy games, but it was early one, and it was Gundam. It was awesome.
It's a chore.
I don't know
Reframe
what
the
it was
skill
called.
so it's fun, and learning will be easy.
It was SD Gundam, though, I believe.
But that's enough for this video. Please support me on alternative.
Fucking please support me. And then he shows this fucking video of a guy standing in a lonely, at the edge of a lonely fucking room. What a weirdo. With literal peacock things happening right here. Wow. What a fucking beta, dude. Is that a blue heart? Does he have a blue heart hovering, or is this just an orb? I can't quite tell. Dude, this guy needs to listen to some, I don't know, Keaton Henson or something and just get it out. Just cry a little bit. That's only funny if you know who Keaton Henson is. I can't play it. Google Keaton Henson. The Tiny Desk concert right after you watch this. Go Google that. You'll get it. You'll get it. Don't hurt yourself after you listen to that, though. It's pretty sad stuff. I love you. I love you.